Good evening. Um, I want to talk for a minute because I was listening to a young prophet on YouTube, um, and I was giving my son, my grandson, a bath, and I usually either play music for him, holy music, or or I listen to a prophet or a sermon or something. And she said she was telling me that the Lord was real proud of me, um, that I'm still here and how all these people have been doing this stuff to me is going to be punished. Excuse me, and things like that. And I'm thankful, that he loves me and stuff, and he has to do what he has to do. Um, but when she mentioned, she said that Father is real proud of you that I didn't commit suicide. So because I was that close. A week before I was fired, there was a young man in another state who took his life because he came out. This happens every day. When I was being bullied, the person I took to work with me every day, the one I went and picked up, he didn't tell me it was his birthday, so it's just another day. And he would make comments about how ugly he was. And he wasn't ugly. I didn't think he was really funny. But he thought he was ugly. But that's all right. To him being his B-day still counted. And when she said that in the bathroom, when I was listening to that prophet, um, it makes me want to cry because I was so close to committing suicide because of all the bullies I've had to endure. There's no support for adults. That's why I started this program too. Not only for my healing, but to help people like myself. Because there's no programs for adults other than the psych ward or mental health. Those, no. And I want this to stop. This will be another thing I'm going to start. There's two things I want to start. Because if you, I was bullied as a kid. My mother used to put on pants made it literally look like she spray painted them on me. And everybody in the school would be, "Why did your mommy spray paint those on you today?" I'm like, if you only knew what my mother took her to put, she would put me in these pants and literally zip up my pants for me with a hanger. That's how tight my clothes were. She would put me in clothes that were too small for me because she wanted me to be petite. She was petite. She was skin and bone. You know, my brother became an addict because I'm pretty sure it's because she gave us diet pills when we were kids, and I put mine under my tongue because the first time I took it, because she made me take it with water, right in front of her, standing there, and I took it, and I had the jiggers all through school until lunchtime. I had an empty stomach, but after she did that, the second day I put mine under my tongue, and I told her the third day, if you try giving that to me again, I'm going to the police, and she stopped. But my brother must have kept taking them. He has struggled with addiction, which is heartbreaking, because it's not his fault. But if if you know what it's like to be bullied, why would you want to side with bullies? That makes no sense to me at all. I would defend people all the time. I beat up my friends and Pat, like certain people, because I was drinking and I just did it. I don't know why, but I did. Um, but when I saw people being abused, I stood up for them, and I didn't care. And I was always at the right place, right time. I don't know why, but I was there. And I was in high school. I'm sorry, because I only spent 3 weeks in high school, and that last one, that last situation, that was a bad fight. They didn't kick me out. Actually, they kicked her out. But I just was done. I didn't want to deal with it anymore, and I just moved on. I went to work after they called my dad after 3 months. But um, I don't see a point in that at all. None. You know what I should have done? I should have called the police when it started, and they would just look at me. They wouldn't say hello to me. So I didn't really know who I could trust. Um, I don't know. I just wish I knew. because I know she's going to do this to someone else. I know it. And I think she's done it over and over and over and over and got away with it. And I think that's just horrible, horrible human being. This person needs to be arrested, charged, and spend some time in jail. I forgive you, but what you're doing is illegal, and you should be held accountable. You're no better than somebody going out there and hurting someone physically, to be honest. When you attack somebody for someone you don't even know and act like you don't speak English, that you don't understand, is a bunch of BS. One way or the other, you will be held accountable. I guarantee it. Because you're going to mess with that wrong person, that one person, and they're going to do eye for an eye. That wasn't even on my mind. I was just trying to stay alive. And I was overwhelmed with my grief. To really be honest, you should be ashamed of yourself. Because you're dangerous. You have no right to do that to anybody. And the really weird part is that this woman who did this to me, she stroked his ego that sat right next to me every day in the car. And I told him she was just using you. Like they all were. They were using everybody. I've never seen such disgust in my life. Corruption? Understatement. Total understatement. Next time, if you've been bullied, please stand up and help your coworker. It might not be your business to do so, which I've heard millions of times. That's an excuse to be a coward. Say something. Be that change.